looking at me.
Can I have your attention, please? Yes, I, Wanda Sykes here. You ever think about all the nicknames we have for breasts? Boobs, tatas, the girls, chesticles, bubbies. Heck, you might even have your own nickname for them. And yet, even though they get so much attention, they're still so ignored when it matters most. What's up with that? Well, on February 9th, tune in to see why I'm talking so much about breasts and visit yourattentionplease.com to learn more.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, man, Kanye West, he makes it extremely difficult being a Kanye West fan. And I grew up listening to Kanye West. Like, I grew up listening to his music, watching his music videos. I mean, it got to the point where I remember my parents was getting into his music. Like, that's how much of an influence that Kanye West had on people at one point in time. The thing is this, how do you think an elementary kid, talking on myself, how do you think an elementary kid is going to react to their mom listening to Gold Digger? That song, out of all the songs that Kanye West did, my mom, I'll never forget my mom taking me to school, and we literally got Gold Digger on repeats. That's how much of an influence Kanye West had on people. And then it just seemed like throughout the years, and you know what, there's one thing that I'm going to say that it might not be in my place to say it, but I feel like that there has to be a root to this evil that Kanye West got going on right now, because it ain't normal. And I know people are going to probably be all like, oh, well, he does have mental issues, is this, is that, like trying to defend his actions. There's no defense for the stuff that he tweeted out today. None whatsoever. I get that if he has some sort of mental issues, and if that is the case, he doesn't need to be on social media, and he needs help. Professional help. I mean, some help that's going to get him to not talk like how he is on social media. Because I'm saying, like, there's at times where even when listening to his music, like his music today, I'm like, fam, I don't think I would rap about that type of stuff. Like, if I was a rapper, like, it was how he was talking about his current girlfriend, wife, whoever she's supposed to be. But regardless, I'm like, fam, I don't even feel like he talked about Kim like that. I don't feel like he talked about nobody like that. And it really trips me out just seeing that transformation. And that ain't on no stuff where it's like, oh, I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser. It seems like that it's going backwards for him. Like if there was a toss up between which Kanye West that I want to meet, is it college dropout, like that era of Kanye West, or this Ye? That's what he wants to be called now. He don't want to be called Kanye West. He wants to be called Ye. And I'm thinking to myself, like, look, fam, the name stuff, I don't mind. The music, the weird clothes and all that stuff, like, I don't mind that. But it's like tweeting out, let's just read off some of the tweets that he tweeted off. Because it's like, fam, I don't know, man. It's something where I'm like, if that is mental illnesses and stuff, then I'm like, all right, maybe, just maybe. But anyways, so he goes, so there was one tweet, how bad it has to be where Twitter is like, they're censoring out what he says, but they got this things that are going against his tweet saying visibility limited. This post may violate X's rules against hateful conduct. And what is this? So he goes on to say, I was abused by Jews, specifically Jamie Dimon froze my accounts. Ari Emmanuel wrote letters to get my deals dropped. Ben Shapiro is currently connecting death to my name. The Jews are still positioned between me and my audience. So you think by making tweets saying like, oh, Hitler is cool, I'm a Nazi, you think making tweets like that is going to help you? Like, and he tweeted that. He actually tweeted that stuff out. And my thing is this. that's not gonna help you. The stuff that you're tweeting out, like, yeah, if you have some people going against you, you need to think about going about situations like that in a more professionalized way. But not even on Sunday, I don't even feel like even being professional about it. I feel like still Kanye would still be immature about it. I'm like, but yeah, overall though, it's like you gotta go about that stuff in a more mature way. Cause the way that he's carrying on, I'm like, fam, that's not normal. That's not normal. And then just for people to be around, it's either this. There are people that are around him. They just overall, like, I guess they just don't care. They're like, hey, I'm living a nice life right now. Yeah, so what? My boss or my friend or my family, he's a weirdo. But overall, it's all like, yeah, I'm just only focused on myself. Because my thing is this. I feel like if something dramatic was to happen to Kanye, then people are going to get to pointing fingers at those around him. And that's usually how that stuff goes. You look at situations where it's like Gary Coleman, for an example. You know, I just throwing some names out there. But yeah, Gary Coleman, Juice WRLD. I'm trying to think of some other people where it's like they just had, like, you know, tragic deaths or something where it might have been, you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word, but overall, like, they off themselves. I guess, like, if I could say it that way, that, or it's an overdose of some kind. It's like, yeah, you usually see with a lot of deaths like that there's people that, like, you know, they get fingers pointed at them and stuff. And I feel like, yeah, it's definitely gonna be people in Kanye's circle, including his wife. And so my thing is, wife, girlfriend, whoever this Bianca girl's supposed to be, but if I'm her, I'm like, fam, you gotta sit down and talk with this man. You know, you really have to sit down and instead of dressing halfway naked at Grammys, talk with this man. Because my thing is this, if I were in front of Kanye, and this is where I feel like that it's not my place to be talking like this or saying things like this, but if I'm friends or family with Kanye, that's one thing that I would definitely ask him. I'm like, do you think your mom would be happy about how you carrying on right now? I'm saying, like, that's one of those things where I'm like, you have to genuinely ask that question. And I think that's it. I think the people that are around him are scared to talk with him because they're all like, oh, he's going to act out. He's going to go crazy. He's going to do this, going to do that. He's going to put hands on me and all this stuff. My thing is this, right? If that's what it has to take, so be it. You know, because I'm like, I just can't see somebody that I know, somebody that I'm close with. I can't see them go out like that. I just can't. And that's something where I'm like, including like if I'm married and I see my wife carrying on in that way, I'm like, no, this gotta stop. You cannot be carrying on like that. Not, at least not with me. Because I'm like, then people are going to be looking at me all like, hey, what you got going on? Like, what's your business in all this situation? And I'm like, fam, that's their opinion. But I'm like, that's the thing though. I'm like, you are entitled to have whatever opinion you want to have. But at the end of the day, it cannot be disrespectful to people that ain't did absolutely nothing to you. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, call out those that have done stuff to you. But it's like, don't put people in a group of like, or in a conversation and stuff. And it's like, there's people of your, and you know, it just reminds me of when I was back in 2015 when I got into it with Minnesota Boy and he went on his whole like racist rant about why he hates white people. And it was like, and that's something that, you know, that's so messed up where it's like he had fans that were white. And I remember them coming to me where it was like, I don't know, like he just one day just snapped. Like I tried talking with him and he didn't even listen. He just called me racist names. Like these are fans of Minnesota Boys. So it's like, I can imagine a fan that's Jewish and then, you know, like you're deeply passionate about your roots. You know, because I'm saying Jewish people, when we go and talking back on World War II, Jewish people didn't deserve what they went through. That stuff where I'm all like, when I read stories, watch movies, watch documentaries, when I hear about that type of stuff, I'm like, man, that is dark. That is straight up dark, bro. And that's something where I'm like, you know, Kanye, the thing is this. That's like you talking about how Hitler is a cool guy or whatever he said, and then you being a Nazi. How'd that make you feel? Somebody went off up in your face talking about, oh, the KKK is cool. You know, and it's like, see that backwards behavior, because I feel like people that like, there'll be people out there that'll support what Kanye is saying, and they might be a person of color. So I'm like, how do you overall feel if somebody were to say the KKK is cool? David Duke, he's a hero. You know, like, yeah, all that. I'm like, you gonna feel a certain way. Even I would feel a certain way about that. I'm like, how is a man that was once the leader of the KKK a hero? There ain't no heroes amongst that community. Same with being a Hitler or Nazis. There ain't no heroes amongst that community. So I'm like, to have it where you trying to carry on that message, to have it where it's like, don't be surprised if people don't want to be cool with you no more. You know, and that's talking on Adidas, that's talking on artists, that's talking on, yeah, if you had any movies lined up, actors, actresses, directors, producers, absolutely nobody. Because I do not get how you can be in the position that you are in, or that you was once in. Because I feel like before this, he was in the best possible position ever. Let's just go back a few years, you know, let's just go back a few years to where he didn't say any of the things that he's saying right now. Yeah, we knew he acted out. He kind of had like a weirdish behavior and stuff, but it was things where it's all like, okay, he's just having a crash out moment. He's just having a moment and stuff. It's whatever. But it's like, let's just go back to that time frame of you being married to Kim Kardashian. Beautiful woman. Seem like she really cares about her kids. Don't know Kim Kardashian, but she comes off as a normal-minded person, right? And then overall, then yeah, let's just talk about the kids. You got kids, bro. There are people, my thing is this. In that time frame, I would have loved to have had that life. I just even having a wife and kids, I'm like, fam, forget the music, forget the Adidas, shoes and clothes and all that other stuff. Having it where it's all like my shoes sell out within minutes of them being put on the website. Forget all that stuff. You had a wife and a kid. You had a loving family, bro. You had a loving family. Now we add in like your career. You're probably one of the most, if not the most successful artists out of Chicago. All right. It's like anytime when somebody see you in a movie or a TV show, commercial, they gonna trip about that. There's people that know your name. That's something where I'm like, anybody would love to be in that position. I would, my thing is this. I would love to just be able to go out to an arena or a stadium and sell out the whole arena or stadium. You can do that. I can't. All the most that I can get is a millions of views across a video. Fam, the thing is this. You can do what I'm doing and people would pay. The crazy thing is like you can start up a whole like content creating career. You could do all the different videos that I'm doing. You could do reaction videos, gaming videos, all that stuff. And that's something where I'm all like, I'm not even afraid to admit that about myself, but it's like between me and you, if we both have our content creating careers on the line, people are going to overall be watching your videos. They're not going to care about my videos. So that's what I'm saying. I would love to be in a position that you was once in, but the current position that you're in right now, no. I'm like, I would take my life 10 times over before I would want to be in Kanye West's shoes. Because to me, I'm like, that just doesn't even make any sense where it's like you had all of these good things around you and you just threw it all away. For what? I'm saying, like, my thing is this, like, if that, like, lifestyle was really that bad, then just, my thing is this, rather than, like, oh, let me just go and cancel myself, because let's say if content creating was getting to my mind that badly, to where it's all like, I don't want to be a part of this no more, I'm just going to come out in a video and say, I don't want to be a content creator anymore, I am done, I'm through, I'm out of here. You know, so if it was the music, if it was the Adidas stuff, if it's anything that's going on behind the scenes, you could have left that whole lifestyle in a more mature way. But no, instead, you decide to burn every single bridge around you, having it where it's all like people there. It's like the only people that like they would want to work with you is people where it's all like, okay, my career ain't going nowhere. Oh, look, Kanye West is calling up my phone. This could be a big career move for me, you know? And then it's like that's honestly them the only ones. Them the only people that would want to be around you. Anybody else, I'm saying that's something where I'm like, man, you know, thinking about his kids, and again, this is probably not in my place to talk along these lines, so I'm like, you'd highly doubt she'll ever hear my podcast episode, but Kim Kardashian, definitely be there for your kids. I highly doubt I don't know why I even said that. I know she ain't gonna be hearing this podcast episode, but definitely be there for your kids, because your kids are gonna need you. I'm like, with Kanye trending like how he was today, I'm like, your kids is definitely, I don't know if they go to a private school or if they get school from home. I don't know what the situation may be, but yeah, overall, be there for your kids. And I'm like, I don't mean like just right now. I mean for the rest of their life. Literally be that bed that they need to fall back on when they're falling from a great height. Because I feel that, yeah, Kanye, he's going to cause his kids to fall from a great height. And I don't mean that in a way like they're going to off themselves, but I just mean that life is going to be extremely difficult for them. Like, they're really going to have to prove themselves with whatever it is that they want to do. You know, whether they want to get into music, whether they want to get into fashion, acting, whatever the situation may be. It's like you really have to pave the way for them. Because again, another statement that might not overall be in my place to make. Kanye don't care about his kids. He don't. If he did, he wouldn't be carrying on the way that he is. And I'm saying that's something where I'm like, my thing is this, right? And just even with the Grammys alone, that shows me how he is as a parent. You would rather have it where you show up with your pretty much naked girlfriend, all right, trying to put on some sort of fashion statement rather than being at home with your kids. Now, I don't know how that week was leading up to that moment, but overall, if there's a toss-up between going to an award show where it's all like, okay, if I'm nominated for an award, all right, cool, I appreciate it. Or spending time with my kids, I'm like, fam, my thing is this, because I'm like, if I'm in Kanye West's shoes, I'm like, okay, I'm a billionaire. I can literally go get whatever I want to get. I'm like, let's go on a trip. I'm like, all right, so it's like, yeah, I'm on a trip. Freaking, I'm trying to think, Brazil, they got like this cool Hot Wheel car show out there. So I'm all like, all right, let's just go out there. I get a text message, hey, you was nominated for some awards. Cool. I'm not going to be able to make it to the award show, but I appreciate the Grammys for nominating me, but I'm hanging out with my kids. How come you can't do stuff like that? How come it's just the things that Kanye does? It's like I said, he makes it extremely difficult to be a Kanye West fan. And I really can't even call myself a Kanye West fan no more. I can't. I don't want to listen to his music. I don't want to get his sneakers. I'm definitely not going to get any more of his sneakers. I remember I did get a couple of pair of these quantum sneakers that he made, but I'm honestly thinking about selling them. Like, I'm gonna try to find like a reselling store or get into the reselling business on GOAT or StockX. Probably GOAT, because GOAT, I know they do sell used, because all the shoes that I do have of Kanye's, they're all used. But yeah, overall though, I am just thinking about that one day, just going finding, because there is a new sneaker store that I found. And I'm like, yeah, if you guys, however much you would want to take for these, I don't even care. I'm like, take them. My thing is this, even if it's on some stuff where it's all like, oh, you're going to get lowball, you probably only going to get $100 for them. Cool, take it. I don't even want these shoes no more. I don't mind buying Jordans, Reeboks. I'll buy some Skechers before I buy another pair of Kanye shoes. That's why I would rather buy some light up Skechers than to buy another pair of Kanye shoes. Cause Kanye is crazy. Not crazy in a way where it's all like he needs medication, but crazy in a way where it's all like it just doesn't even make any sense on why he's acting the way he is. Hold on for a second. Let me just see how old Kanye West is. Cause he is over 40. He's almost 50 years old. 3 years from now, he is going to be 50 years old. This man is 47. He is 47 years old, carrying on the way that he's carrying on. Are you serious? 47 years old, and you mean to tell me that there are kids, there are teenagers, there are young adults that just freshly turned 18. They're getting ready to get introduced into the real world. And you mean to tell me that them people is more mature than you are? That's something where I'm all like, I just don't get them. I just don't get them. 5 million posts or tweets being made about Kanye. Like, he's trending horribly bad right now. And I mean, like, what? The one tweet he goes on to make, you know who hates black people the most? Black people. You know who kills black people the most? Black people. Then he just goes on. Like, I mean, he just went on a random rant today, and it makes no sense. Like, it makes you want to think that maybe he got hacked. But it's like, no, bruh, that this ain't a hacking. Like, this is really him. There's another tweet that got banned from his, where it's it's just he's just saying a bunch of, so he's like, no musician has done what I've done since Wagner. Then he goes on that praise thing that people or Nazis was doing for Hitler. He says that in parentheses. Then he goes on to say, no musician is doing what I'm doing or will be able to do what I'm about to do. Why? First of all N-words is broke and ran by, say it with me now, the Jews. Second of all, I'm just better than everyone by light years. Immeasurably better than everyone ever. N-words don't make that. I know people are gonna be like, bro, you black, like you can say it. I know, but kids can be listening. That's why I'm trying to keep it as PG as I possibly can be in things. But I mean, but talking about Kanye, I don't think this is gonna be PG. But anyways, then he goes on to say, N-words don't make the that fresh out the box Super Nintendo. What is he even talking about? N-words, poop. He said it's an explicit word that, you know, it's the explicit word. It's, like the, I guess, PG version of it is poop anyways. Not exciting unless they copying your whole poop. N-words is boring. N-words all say the same poop. N-words is female body part of the lower region, if you guys know what I'm saying. And would never get off Spotify. I know it's that he says an explicit word that's more so used for somebody that's attracted to the same sex. Like it's something where I'm like, fam, I just don't get it. But he goes on to say, I know it's some F word, ASS, N-words, thinking, I don't know, why did I just spell out? Look, bro, he got my head all confused. I don't even know how to, like, properly read this. But he goes on to say, thinking, when I see that N-word, but you will never see me. I don't be where broke, A-words, copycat rappers be. Yeah, it's something where it's like, yeah. He's like, every rapper is Ye until Ye shows up. And it's like, only rappers that never cross me in any way is Thug, Cardi, Quavo, Rocky, Nast, and Eminem. Yeah, I'm like, don't mention, my thing is this. I'm like, if I'm any of those rappers, I'm like, don't mention me. Don't put me in that same category, or I don't even want to be associated with you. But then, he's just tweeting out. He was like, I love happy people, but like, so remember like back in the day where people would use the G word to describe somebody as happy? But yeah, so he says that, and he's like, I love happy people. All my happy friends know that, but y'all ain't finna take that word. And he uses the F word, that's, you know, a derogatory word to people that are attracted to the same sex. But yeah, he was like, ain't finna take that word from me, talking on the F word and stuff. But then he's like, good morning, R words, for those that know. Yeah, he just went on some old random rant today, and it's like, then he goes on to say, I'm God, and I'm like, fam, you ain't even one of them people that be off up in the church pretending to be God. It's something where I'm like, yeah, Kanye, you got issues, bro, and it's one of those things where I'm all like, you know, you need help. You definitely need help. But anyways, yeah, and if there's anybody in his circle that genuinely cares about him, this is right now the time to help this man out. And I'm like, it's one of those things where maybe an apology might help, where it's like, I mean, like an apology where he's being honest. That's something that you don't really see too many days. You don't see it where people be genuine about their apologies. And I'm like, that's something where it's like, that apology is going to have to come from the heart, you know, and maybe people may forgive you. And yeah, overall, if they do, they do. But if they don't, then yeah, then don't be surprised. It's like, the thing is this, like I said, you burn bridges around you where it's like, bro, don't be surprised if people don't want to be bothered with you. So Anyways, yeah, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.